everybody. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be playing The King is Dead by Vincent Baker. And it is one of my favorite games ever, and we have some people who have never played it before. So that's even more exciting. We can go around real quick and introduce everyone. Say your name, who you are, or yeah, where you can find you online, and you don't have to say a character because we're gonna go through and say everybody's name when we make characters. So we can start with Charlie. Who are you? Where we can find you online?
My name is Charlie. I'm at Frost from Fire on Twitter, no O in the from. I hang out on Scraticus's channel and encounter roleplay a lot, and now I'm sneaking my way onto Casey's channel to play a bit of this game, which I've never played before and I'm very excited about.
Yes, I'm very excited that you are here to play. Matthias?
Hi, I'm Matthias, he, him, and I've armored up.
I love it.
Yes.
Sophie?
Just muted myself to move my microphone, but it's fine. Hi, I'm Sophie. Find me at Sophie May. I'm here and at Pro Restarter, and well, yeah, this is my first time here. But yeah, I'm usually on my channel. You can find me there on Twitter.
And last but not least, Emma.
Hi, I'm Emma. I am the communications director for WebDM, and you can see me on twitch.tv/WebDM and all of WebDM's Twitters. I have my own Twitter. It's at SusieKing85. Long story, but I'm so excited to be here. I've never played this game, and I've never played with any of you before, and I'm really excited. It's gonna be great.
Okay, so The King is Dead is a GM-less game, which is some of my favorite kinds of games. We sort of all work together to tell a story. So I'll just start off by reading the intro to The King is Dead. The Kingdom of Bantiv, Everd III, High Prince of House de Lestone and Sovereign of the Seaward Coast, has died without heir. Civil war is certain. You are a young warrior prince or warrior princess of one of the royal houses of Bantiv. You're caught up in this looming war of succession. To see your house exalted, you'll have to fight and scheme, allying with your rivals and betraying your friends, falling in love with your enemies, daring danger, adventure, romance, and war. You were born for this. So it's based on this deck of cards. You go around the table. You basically you tell a story with each other. So and it goes by rounds. It's a very fun game. You play mini games. Basically, that's what it's about. So we're going to go around the table, and we can start with the way we introduced each other. We can start with Charlie. Charlie, do you have a name for your prince or princess?
I like taking naps, so I'm going to take inspiration from the classic fairy tale Sleeping Beauty, and I'd like to go with the name Aurora.
Okay. Aurora?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And so if you go to the handouts, there's a list of noble houses, and I will actually read those out to you guys. Actually, I will do it from this so I don't have to block the thing. Page 38. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 noble houses. There's House Antir. It's the ancient crown. House Antir leads the untamed tribes, the ancient clans who have resisted every invader's effort to subjugate or conquer them. Your people used to rule Bantiv before it was even called Bantiv, back to the dawn of time. The most ancient laws and the most ancient gods support your claim to the throne. If you're crowned, your house expects you to restore the rule of the clans. The armies of House Antir are undisciplined, democratic, lax, and absolutely terrifying in war. They know neither reserve nor half measure. House Antir holds you to antiquated customs and ritual and expects from you an unslackable bloodthirst and an eagerness to answer every insult, no matter how slight, with ready violence. There's House Dillistone, the royal house. You are a prince or princess of the ruling house of Bantive. You're a sibling or cousin of the infant heir. Your family has ruled for 3 generations. If the infant heir is crowned, you're in position to serve as regent until his majority, and then it will be a 4th generation of Dillistone rule. The armies of House Dillistone are wealthy and well-ordered, with companies of foot, bow, and dashing cavalry, both light and heavy. House Dillistone holds you to high formal standards of honor, grace, chivalry, and faith. House Luneste, the foreign power. You are a prince or princess of the royal house of Reshi, an overseas kingdom with a strong claim to the throne of Bantive. Your claim to the throne is legal, not traditional. To ascend, you'll need to assert your claim with wealth, with force, and by winning over your most, I don't know how to say that word, recalcitrant enemies. If you're crowned, Bantive will become the 2nd most important province of Reshi. The armies of House Luneste are powerful, but they must be carried over by ship and are vulnerable on the sea. House Luneste expects you to hold yourself above all Bantivian and to remain true to Reshi in language, culture, and worship. House Oak, the loyal retainers. You're a prince or princess of a house of bodyguards, knights, and counselors steadfast to 3 generations of Dillistone rule. Your claim to the throne rivals that of the infant Dillistone heir, but it's a controversial matter within your house. If you're crowned, for the first time in the history of Bantive, House Oak will step out of its role as the crown's guard and advisor to take up kingship itself. The armies of House Oak are well-disciplined and well-tested. Their Bantive's mailed first and sharpened sword. House Oak holds you to ancient noble customs of loyalty, honor, and nobility of purpose. It hates cowardice, inconsistency, and deceit equally as the worst sins of human capability. And then House Sandarel, the usurpers. You are a prince and princess of the 2nd great house of Bantive, of high noble name and royal lineage. 4 generations ago, your house wore the crown, and House Dillistone must submit to you. With the Dillistone succession in turmoil, you see the opportunity to seize the crown. If you're crowned, though, you might plunge Bantive into civil war. The armies of House Sandarel, already large, are swelling further with new muster. The generals who serve under you are knights of exalted honor and nobility. House Sandarel, formerly patient and content, is now fanning the embers of resentment and impatience to rule. It expects you to rise to the challenge, to rally around the house's cause, and commit yourself passionately to battle. So do you have an idea of which house you're interested in?
I would be interested in either. I've already forgot. I'm really bad at names. I'm warning you right now.
Yeah, they're in the handouts though.
I would be interested in either Antir or House Oak. They both sound really interesting to me.
If no
I'm
one,
happy to take whatever's left if everyone else has one that they've got their hearts set on.
yeah, does anyone have any problems with Antir or Oak? Did anyone have their heart set on those?
I was looking at Antir, but
Okay, then I'll take Oak.
Okay, the loyal retainers. All right.
Loyal retainers on the rise.
And so I do have the attractive qualities also in the handouts. So for attractive qualities, you give yourself one, and then you go around in order, and everyone else gives you one. So Aurora, what is an attractive quality that you have? And they don't have to be on this list. It can be one that you make up. You don't have to stick to the attractive qualities list at all. If you think there's something else that fits you that isn't there, feel free to add it.
I think as a member of House Oak that I have the attractive quality of being patient. I know, when to hold and when to see what's going to happen before kind of charging in.
All right.
So I'm a patient soul.
I like it. Matthias, what's an attractive quality that Aurora has?
I think I assume Shira, right? With Aurora.
Oh yeah, let me
Yes.
add that, please. I'm sorry. Totally forgot.
I think she's courageous.
Thank you.
That is not how you spell that word.
This is the best game. You start out making compliments to each other, and it just goes downhill from there.
Yup.
Yeah, this is like the nicest part of the game.
Emma, what's an attractive quality that Aurora has?
I think she is practical.
Okay.
That's useful.
Sophie, what's an attractive quality that Aurora has?
I'm very much going with the princess theme here, and I think she's good-hearted.
I like that. Let me see. Let me look up here. I think she's educated.
Seems reasonable. I like it. So
Yeah.
I am patient, courageous, practical, good-hearted, and educated.
Yep, I like that.
I like this person.
I do too. I like this person a lot. Yeah, she seems like a very good princess. Okay, so next up, we have Matthias. What is your prince or princess's name and their pronouns?
So my prince, Etienne, Kumara, and Antir, and let's see him.
Okay, please spell that.
You can see it in Roll20, and you can see it on Zoom as well. Put the names in there.
Yes, please.
Here is it. Again, in chat. Just. I don't know if anybody gets that reference.
I
Anybody who-
recognize the name Etienne.
you might get it once you see the picture that I've chosen.
Wait, where's the picture?
Is it
I
in
haven't-
Roll20?
Oh, you're looking for the name?
Yeah, the name.
Oh, I can put it in chat there as well.
Yeah, can you
sure.
please?
Sorry, I put it in Zoom chat.
Yeah, it's Zoom name there. That's a good idea, actually.
Okay. And Antir. Okay. I don't get that reference.
I've got a.
I feel like I'm not cool. I didn't get the reference either.
I've never got a reference ever.
No, it's very obscure, so don't worry about it. It's just maybe people will get it once they see the picture.
Okay, so we will go around. What is a attractive quality that he has?
Accomplished at arms.
Awesome. I'll add that just a second.
Just going to go double down.
Okay, Emma, what's an attractive quality that he has?
I think you are devout, like Sir Galahad, accomplished at arms and devout.
Ooh, I like that. Let me make sure.
That's especially interesting with that house, which is all into very
Mm-hmm. Sophie, what's an attractive quality? Make sure I'm saying it right. Etienne? Is that how you...
Etienne.
Etienne. Okay, I was close.
Etienne.
Sophie, what's an attractive quality that Etienne has?
1 second. It's the old crown, isn't it? We had accomplished at arms. Sorry, I had to disappear.
Yeah, this is
I'm
ancient.
accomplished at arms and I'm
Right.
devout by now.
Okay. Steadfast. Yeah, I think that.
I like-
that fits.
Yeah, that works very well, I think. I think I'm going to give Etienne brooding.
Ooh.
I like that one. Matthias likes it too.
Yeah.
Charlie, what's a
I
quality?
think that Etienne is also musical. I think when you're connected to the old ways and to ritual, you also become musical, and that plays into the brooding thing as well. Just, sitting there with the lute, having a moment.
I like it.
I really enjoy that, actually. I think that's very good. Okay. Next, Emma, what is your character's name?
My character's name is Judith, after Judith and Holofernes, because I love that painting.
Okay. I do too.
Head off, yes.
She, her?
She, her.
Okay. What house have you picked?
I would like to be House Lunesta, the foreign power, if I can. If y'all don't mind.
That okay with you, Sophie?
That's cool. Yep.
Okay. Is that how you spell that? Nestus. Okay. So, what is an attractive quality that you have, Emma?
I think widely traveled makes sense for a foreign power.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree with that. I wish I knew how to spell, guys.
Story of my life.
Traveled. Okay. Sophie, what's an attractive quality that Judith has?
I think resourceful. Resourceful would be a good one for foreign power.
I think so too. Let me look. I think I'm going to give you... I'm going to give you witty. I like that one. Charlie, what's an attractive quality that Judith has?
I think that Judith, having been widely traveled, has a lot of experience with the world and carries charisma and is beautiful.
Ooh, I like it. Matthias, what's an attractive quality that Judith has?
So we're at. Can you repeat all of those then?
Yes, widely traveled, resourceful, witty, and beautiful.
Yeah, because that's why I was thinking. Because I was thinking graceful.
I like all of these. They're very good.
Have you
Okay.
guys ever seen The Swan Princess? And they do the Princesses on Parade song? I'm just having flashbacks.
Mm-mm.
They're trying to find a queen for their prince, and there's just a song called Princesses on Parade, and it's like a mashup of all these different Disney princesses, basically, like a march through this great big ball scene. And they all are given like their qualities, their name and their qualities. Just having flashbacks to that moment. Sorry to interrupt. Please do continue.
No, I love it. Sophie, what is your
Hi.
prince or princess's name?
I was gonna go with Katia.
Katia or
Yeah, that's the one.
she, her?
She, her, yes.
Okay.
So who's left? Dillstone and Sandoriel?
Yes.
Okay. Can I go with Dillstone? Royal
Sure.
House?
Yes.
So,
I'm just gonna take whatever's left. It's fine with me. Okay, so yeah, what is an attractive quality that you see yourself having?
I think educated as the Royal House.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. By the way, duplicates. I don't know if I didn't say that, but yeah, duplicates are fine. Yeah, because I think Charlie also has educated, but yeah, they're fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Don't be smart.
I think I'm going to give you kind.
Oh, thank you.
Charlie, what's an attractive quality that Katya has?
Katya is I'm gonna say shy.
Aww.
I mean, yeah, that about sums me up, so it's fine.
Matthias, what's an attractive quality for Katya?
You're muted.
She's resourceful.
And Emma, what's an attractive quality?
She's courteous.
I like it. We all seem such good people so far, and then
Lovely.
it's gonna be horrible.
Let's give you some backstabbing, I can tell.
Oh yes, completely. Okay, so for me, I'm going to be Tristan, he, him. And I'm going to be from, is it Sandarel? Yes. Oh, I love playing Sandarel.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy, indeed.
The usurpers.
It's a good house. So a quality that I have, I'm going to be shallow and say handsome.
I mean, do it.
Yeah.
Charlie, what's an attractive quality for Tristan?
Tristan is lighthearted.
Okay. Matthias, what's an attractive quality for Tristan?
Tristan is athletic.
Oh wow, completely different than Katie. Emma, what's an attractive quality?
Tristan is brash, like all good princes should be.
Oh,
it.
Stormman.
Sophie?
Witty. I'm gonna go with witty. It's gonna be like,
These are very good qualities for me.
I like that we have like the day prince and the night prince. We've got the broody prince.
That is very true.
Lighthearted prince.
I like it.
it's gonna be amazing.
So this is gonna be very good. So before we start and go into the games, so there's this system. What is it? It's a microscope system. Is that correct?
Palette. The palette.
Microscope palette.
Microscope.
Yeah, so it just basically, and you'll have to correct me, Matthias, I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. Just we want to make sure that there's anything in this world that we definitely want, or definitely want banned. So if there's something like, we say that this, we want this to be a matriarchal ruling system. That's something that we definitely wanted. Or we want it to be, we definitely want like some kind of misogynistic system banned or something like that. If there's something like that you want, we can go around in a circle, and that's going to be something that, that's how this is, taken care of. Is that correct?
And yes, to differentiate, this is not lines and veils. This is more meant to find like a shared imagination space. And the idea is basically a yes column for stuff we wouldn't be expecting in this kind of setting, but we could include, for example, I want there to be dinosaurs, right? That could go into the yes column. And the no column is kind of the thing where you would say, this is something everybody would expect to be there, but maybe let's try playing without it. For example, in this swords, for example, right? Maybe we don't have swords. And then, or the concept of chivalry, for example, right? And say, and to like kind of adjust and dial in, if anybody has like any cool, neat ideas, it might be fun. They can be dropped in there.
I really want dinosaurs now. Now that you've put that out there, I'm imagining we're all riding around on velociraptors. Just We're using, brontosauruses for our heavy construction. I've invested in the suggestion now.
Well, I
T-Rex is in
mean,
the army. I don't know what other
Yes,
does.
Emma. It's like Dinotopia.
I sort of like the idea, if this is okay with everyone, of having like a firearm kind of system of not just swords and stuff, of having like guns.
Oh,
Like
in that Romeo,
gunpowder weapons.
Yes.
like in
one
Romeo and
shooters.
Juliet, when in the Baz Luhrmann film where they replace all the swords with guns.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That was a good film. That's good. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Okay. But we're not going that far, or are we? I'm just.
I think like one like gunpowder, like one like Civil War kind of weapons. Like you have to actually take a moment to redo
like
it. Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to check which one of those it is.
Yeah. I like that idea.
So is that two things? We have dinosaurs and we have one shooters.
I mean, if people are opposed to dinosaurs, I'm here for, I'm not here to say we have to use dinosaurs.
And I mean, in terms of the game, most of these things are just color, right? So it doesn't.
Hold on
I'm
just a
up for
minute,
that.
everyone. Something my layout has fucked up for some reason.
Oh, the webcams.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's done it. It did this last night, but it fixed itself. I don't know why it's done it. We'll be right back, folks. I don't know why it's done this. Sorry to interrupt everyone, but just give me just a second, okay? Okay. Fix. I am so sorry, guys. I don't know what that was. I did it last night, but it came back after a couple of minutes, and it wasn't coming back this time, so let's hope this works. Okay, so we got our things done behind the scenes. We decided there is no slavery. There's no, like, gender limits on marriage, but we have guns, like single-shot gunpowder guns. We have dinosaurs. What else did we decide that we have?
Ghosts.
Ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Spooky.
we have spooky ghosts because it is the month of spookiness. Okay, so in this game, we start by how we start is who decides to go first. Everyone reveals their highest card. So if you don't know how to use your cards, you click on your deck, and then you can just drag it out to wherever your little box is. So everyone reveals their highest card.
Yeah, I'll put it in like front of my. Actually, I don't know how best to.
You've got a little box up.
Yeah, you've got a little box beside your name.
box. Oh,
Yeah.
how can you do? Oh, my box is right underneath my deck. Oh god.
And in the case of a tie, for this, aces are always high, and whoever has the highest card, you go first.
So
That looks like Judith.
That looks like Judith, yes.
Oh my.
And then you just take your card back. So you right click and take card.
I'm not very good with the tech.
Oh, I was thinking, by the way, that you were using the little frame for us to choose pictures for our characters.
Oh.
So I was doing that beforehand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I want to see a picture now.
I have. You can drop links in the Twitch chat if you'd like. I don't block links.
I don't have a picture for me.
I don't either.
I'm gonna find one.
So I didn't put this in the handouts, Emma, because it's very long. But in the rules, the first thing that you go first. The first thing you do is intrigue and muster. That is the first. That's the first game that you do. So it's on page 14. And what you do, what you do is you pick one of these houses, and you draw a card. At any time, you can have up to no less than 2 cards and up to 5 cards. If you have less than 2 cards, you draw. If you have up to more than 5 cards, you discard. You choose another player's house, not your own. You choose an event from the list and read it out. Whichever option you choose, you follow the instructions. So you're sort of setting something up for this house. You're muted.
How do I choose card?
On the deck over there,
Okay, I think I see the deck.
you click deal, and then you just or wait, for you I think it's
Oh, here we go. Draw.
draw. Yes, sorry.
There we go. I got it. Draw 1 card. Draw. All right, and then I choose some card to put out there.
No, you've just drawn 1 card.
Oh, okay.
In the rule book on page 14,
Mm-hmm.
what you do is you choose another player's house, not your own. You can choose
Okay.
any house, and then you choose an event and read it out. You can choose at random or with forethought. You follow the instructions. You're sort of setting up an event for another house.
Okay. I'm going to choose House Antier.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm just going to choose one at random. House Antier raids and ravages House Lunestis ships at sea. That's my house. Oh no.
Yeah. So Tell House Antir to pull a random card from House Lunest's hand and discard it.
Oh.
All right.
So I believe
So-
you just click on her deck and take card.
Yep. Check here. And I'm gonna steal a card. Stealing? I think you need to consent to the stealing.
I consent to your stealing.
Oh god.
Okay. And this was which one was this? So what actually is happening here?
You discard that card.
Oh, I discard this card.
Mhm.
Okay. Nope. That was the wrong card.
The cards are really difficult on Roll20.
They are. They're a little bit convoluted.
It's a pain in the butt.
You just drag it out and delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was the first game. We go to we're gonna go around and see clock be this way. So I think we
If
would
you went along the bottom, Katie, it might be easier to just go in that order on Roll20.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think we would go to go to Sophie next. And Sophie, you pick a game. It can be any game except so the only game you can't really pick is Coronation. That you can't pick Coronation until everyone has had one go around.
Okay.
That's basically the
That-
game ends now.
The game ends, yeah.
Yeah.
I see you put in like lovely little.
The only ones I didn't put in were War and I believe I didn't put in War because it was a long one, and I didn't put in maybe I think I didn't put in the Coronation. War is a lot of things. So I didn't put that one in.
Just thinking, maybe a conversation over food to start.
Okay.
Something maybe like the royal house should host a dinner.
Okay.
Maybe try smooth over what's been going on with the shipbreeding.
I mean, that's the thing, right? We already called for a blood anathema against House Lunest.
So
Yeah.
choose one of the other players to be your partner in the conversation.
Yeah, so I'm going to invite everyone if they would like to be invited. Like, I'll
Okay.
send them all the invites out. But yeah, and I guess you can choose whether you choose to attend or not. But I would definitely like to talk with, I think Aurora.
So definitely Aurora. What about you, Etienne?
Etienne, no, we're pretty busy raiding. We're not following
We're
up on
busy
invitation.
fighting over here.
What about you, Judith?
I will talk to Tristan. Sure.
Okay, so I'll attend as well. So decide together how you came to be eating. So it was because Aurora sent out an invitation. I mean, because Katya sent out an invitation.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Try to, the king is dead. Better summon all of the royal families and try and get along.
So everyone present draws a card.
Okay. Oh, how does one draw a card again? Oh, just click
If
on
you
the
hover over it, it comes up with draw, I think, as an option.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
You just click to draw.
Draw one card. Okay.
Conversation over food. Make big.
So take the highest card from your hand and you show it.
Okay. Oops, where are you going?
Is that just Katya?
Everyone does.
Everyone, yeah. Everyone who's present.
Everyone who's present, yeah.
So that's all of us. Do we take them back now? Or?
No. So notice whose card is the lowest, then pull all their cards together face down.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is right click on it and flip card. So whose card was the lowest? What did you have, Sophie?
Tristan's card's the lowest.
Tristan's the lowest? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so right click on it and flip card, and I'm gonna just drag them, or drag your card just up to the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just reading a little bit where you conduct the conversation. Remind myself.
Yeah, just so what happens is once you're done, you take turns with the other players present. The player who showed the lowest card goes first. That's me. So I'm going to look at. So I believe I'm sitting with Judith because that was who really wanted to talk to me. So what you start out with is, how do you look to me, and what's your mood, Judith?
I probably look slightly stressed out. I look like a beautiful, graceful princess whose culture is fundamentally different than yours. I imagine I have blacked out teeth and like no eyebrows, like that sort of royalty.
Mm-hmm.
I probably look a little bit outraged since all of my ships just got sunk by Etienne. And so my mood is, did I answer both questions? I think I did, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I want to make sure. I'll just keep talking if you
No, that's fine.
don't stop me.
I look at you and I sort of like raise an eyebrow, and very brashly I'm just like, so I heard your ships were destroyed.
Yes, they were. Mm-hmm.
Are you recovering well from that?
Well, I suppose I am just fine. It's a bit of a difficult thing to endure, as you know, and she takes a really long drag of wine.
Yes,
I'll do in real life.
Lunest is your practices, Perhaps would you need any help from Sandarel? Or are you handling Oak on your, or was it, who was it, Antir?
Antir.
Are you handling Antir well on your own?
Oh, you are so kind to ask. I think, we're outsiders. I think it's best if we stick together. We'll be all right. But we would always take help from House Sandoval. Is it Sandoval?
Sandarel, yeah.
Sandarel.
So I think I'm feeling generous. What favor do you ask me?
Oh, what kind of favors can I ask you for?
Oh, anything. This is just in the any kind of thing you want to do.
Oh, I would like for you or for your house.
Either one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
we're sort of proxies for our houses, so
Okay.
we can sort of make any kind of thing.
I would like, if there's ever open war with House Antir, if House Sandoval supports House Lunesta.
So Tristan sort of raises an eyebrow and says, well, I think I could promise that. We're both sort of outsiders in our own way, aren't we?
Absolutely, yes.
I think I might be able to help you a little bit with that.
I thought you might.
And he sort of gives you a nod. And I think that's where my conversation ends. Who wants to go next?
Or I'm holding the pie, so I'll go next, and I'll talk with Aurora. So how is House Oak? How have things been? I hear there's been some trouble out in the waters. how are things here at home as loyal retainers?
So Aurora is probably sat.
Oh, remember
Right
to
next
do.
Oh,
How
how
do you look to me, and what's your mood? Yeah.
I'll do that first, and then I'll answer the question. So
Yeah, let's go.
we'll tie it in.
Yeah.
So Aurora is probably sat like right near Katya at the table, as has been like the tradition, as kind of the right hand of Dillastone. And she seems distracted. And I think that's like her overall look as well. There's something like distracted about her. She has her normal regalia on, which is a slightly military themed outfit. But there's something like it's not as perfect as it normally would be necessarily, and she definitely looks distracted. That's her kind of mood.
Interesting.
And as Katya asks the question, how does Katya appear and what is her mood?
Katya, she's a little bit like on edge. Like she realizes there's tensions with Lunas, the foreign power, could potentially take us over. And yeah, Antia. And so she's a little bit on edge about that. But she's got like her usual regal attire on, like the red dress and the coronet, like this one. This is just her band, but yeah, she'll have like a gold coronet band as the royal house sort of thing. And yeah, she's just a little bit on edge. And she also knows that the usurpers are here, and it's a bit, yeah.
So answering Katya's question, I would say it seems that things have already begun to move very quickly around us. I hadn't expected such turbulence so soon.
Yeah, with the king's death, things are a bit out of order and a bit up in the air as sorts. I don't know how this is going to play out, but well, I'm gonna try and fit in a topical question here. But yeah, oh no, is that a topical question? I was going to ask if you would stand by me if things should start to boil over.
It would be my hope that our kingdom never comes to open war, to open derision and cataclysm between the houses. But Oak has always been loyal in its kinship with Dillaston, and it would be hoped that that kinship could continue between us.
Yeah, that's my hope as well.
And a drink in memory to your father,
Indeed.
grandfather, uncle,
Whoever.
whatever relation he was.
Whoever.
Yeah. The king, yeah.
Aurora would know, yeah, to the king, in the king's memory.
So, what is right? Because it says during the meal, anyone can ask anyone for details about the setting, occasion, and circumstances.
Mhm.
This is this is what, in Castle Dillstone, or how would you call it, or where is this
Yeah.
taking place?
Yeah, castle. I guess it would be a castle. Yeah, Castle Dillstone.
And is this what kind of castle or like banquet hall, or are we imagining here?
I don't know. I was kind of imagining like it would just be the dining hall, like a really quite old looking castle, because I imagine it's the royal family. They've been around quite a long time, and their castle's probably pretty old. Like it's got all the wooden beams and the big long dining table.
Great big fireplace with all the
Yeah,
dogs.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
And it's got like all the royal red drapes. I don't know why.
Whose colours do you display?
House Dillstones. So like I guess red and gold. I imagine like royalty is always red and gold. I don't know why, but
It is, and that's official. Dillaston's colours are red and gold. It has been decided.
I like that.
Yeah. So I'm wearing like the red dress of Dillstone, so. Representing my house here tonight.
I think that Tristan goes up to to Aurora. And how do you look to me, and what's your mood?
Having had the conversation with Katya, Aurora is definitely more present in the room, and she's possibly reading as, I think, watchful is a good word. And she's being very aware of where everyone is. And if you're kind of a perceptive person, you would probably notice like she's using her peripheral to kind of watch people, but there's no like one specific person she's watching. She's just kind of soaking in the interactions between everyone. And again, she's got the kind of military aspects to her regalia for the event.
Yeah, I totally forgot to do this with Judith too, but like, so Tristan is very cherubic looking. Like, he has very curly blonde hair and rosy cheeks, and like a baby face sort of, and he's wearing like a very high necked silk top, very like, high buttons, and very like fancy clothes. It's like, is this a fancy banquet, Sophie?
Yeah. Cassie's all out in her finery and royal.
Okay.
Royal.
Yeah, I think that Tristan like has rings on. Like he's gone all out as well. He's a fancy boy, and he see like in his colors. So I think the colors of Sandarel are like purple and silver. So I think like those are their colors. And when he sees you, Aurora, he gives you a little head nod, a little bow. Princess Aurora, it's very nice to see you here representing House Oak.
Good evening to you, Prince Tristan.
I trust you heard what House Antaire did to Lunest.
I had certainly heard of a conflict on the seas, although I haven't spoken to representatives from either household myself yet.
Yeah.
It is a busy time.
I wonder what your thoughts of that are. It seems the worst kind of time for such a conflict.
It certainly appears to be a stirring of things that I would maybe not have anticipated. I am maybe even surprised, though I'm loath to admit it, that such a thing would happen.
I am too. I hope to convince you that Antaire made the wrong decision. Can I?
I think that Aurora would seem convinced at your arguments.
Yeah, I think he just, sort of leans in close and is like, it's such a bad time to start a war when the king has died so recently, don't you agree?
I do. This isn't a time to be at each other's throats. It's a time for progress and conversation for the future.
I agree.
How can we do that if we are busy fighting?
I agree, Princess. And I think he takes a sip of his wine and sort of like lets the conversation taper off, but stands beside you. Yeah, I think that's the end for at least Tristan. And just so you know, the conversation can end when anyone declares that it's over and another player affirms it.
Okay.
I'd like to speak to Judith, if that's all right. I'm very sorry to hear about what happened to your ships.
Oh, our ships are one thing, but we are so sorry about the death of the king.
Yeah. He was old. It's going to come soon. Just hope that it doesn't all end in anarchy, as it were.
Well, it is such a shame that some houses such as Antaire take it as an opportunity to do something so brutal
Indeed.
as sink our ships.
Yes, I do fear them slightly.
You fear them?
Yes, they seem to like to cause trouble.
I think it's because they're insecure, and that's not something to be feared now, is it?
Oh, indeed. But they are a wild card, as it were. I can't predict them.
No. I think it is best to keep them at an arm's length, don't you?
Indeed. So, should they rise up again, can we count on you to stand by us?
We will certainly defend the crown. Yes.
Very grateful for that. Should probably get back to my other guests, but it was nice to...
Yes, and wonderful canapes. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I can just imagine it like little cocktail sausages or something.
Pineapple and cheese on a stick.
Yeah.
Sausage rolls. Yes.
Oh my god,
Maybe Judith brought the pineapples with her, like across the sea in the one boat that survived.
This is called a pineapple.
yeah.
Only 3 washed up on shore.
That's all we have
Okay.
left.
The delicacy. Okay. I just want to make sure everyone's on my side.
Yeah, we see you. We see you wheeling dealing.
I'm sad to notice. Yeah, I think I'm going to steer clear of the usurpers for now. I'm a little bit apprehensive there. For now.
If you'd like to call it to an end, then if everyone agrees, then it can be, that would be the end of the conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good. I've done all my meddling.
I don't know if this is allowed, but I'd like to frame it as Aurora didn't avoid Judith. It's just like over the course of the night, it was just like a busy revolving night.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Sure it was.
So the way that we, instead of like picking out a random card, I just like to have everyone roll a d4, or like whoever wants to go first, just roll a d4, D3, D2, and whoever gets a thing last, that's the card that you get. It's a lot easier than just, everyone picking a random card. So Charlie picked the second card.
So the second card from the left.
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. I will take that.
Emma, you just roll a d3. Okay, you can get the third one from the left. Sophie, roll a d2.
Okay.
And then I'll take whatever's left. I'll take the first one.
Taking the card was right clicking it. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can take it.
Card
Good,
on
you
the
got it.
right. The second card.
Yeah, you can take the second one, and I'll just take the first one.
I feel like Etienne's ears were burning. Like all of that night, just the ears.
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone is talking about me somewhere.
I cannot take my card.
Oh,
no.
Oh yeah, I can't interact with that card either.
I
Oh.
think that's because it's mine. Hold on just a minute. Can I give it to you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Wait. See if you can take it now.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Sorry, it was on
That's
the
okay.
wrong. It was on the wrong layer. I don't know how to work Roll20, guys.
So do I. It's cool.
I'm doing very good, Katie. Don't worry about it.
We're all just having a fun time learning here.
Yeah, exactly. So that was Sophie. So it is my turn to set a scene, and I think I want to set. A reunion. I like a reunion. That one's good.
Ooh.
And I think I want to set a reunion. Choose one of the other players. I want to set in a reunion with Etienne.
All right.
So she's one of the other players. You're meeting each other after having not seen each other for some time. Decide together where you're meeting. Choose one by agreement. We're in an estate of my family or your family meeting as host and guest. We're in an estate of another family meeting both as guests. We're on the road in a town or in the countryside meeting by chance. We're in a military camp meeting as allied war captains. We're in a military camp meeting as enemies under truce, and we're taking some time aside together to catch up. I came to you in secret against my family's warning, or you came to me in secret against yours.
So, with the tension in the land, this could just be we're meeting in the estate of another family, but make it be like a minor house that sits on the borders, right? That they have like some sovereign land.
I like that.
Or did you have another idea?
I like that, and I think I would maybe not exactly as a setup, but maybe take an idea from another one that it's not against my family's warnings, but it is a secret. Like it is a secret sort of reunion. So like the other houses don't know about it, or we're trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah, it's not actually a big meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So we ask each other, how do you look to me?
Yeah, so Etienne looks kind of ripe with grime from the road and from the recent campaigning. He was just on, I think the way this came to be, in a sense, he was on the way back, and we communicated over courier to make this happen.
Okay.
So went kind of like a little bit out of my ways, but I'm pretty much in full traveling gear / campaigning gear when I arrive there. So it's like arriving there, hair mess, greasy, dirt of the road caked upon his face, and I think that's one of the first things is him at a water basin, basically, like just watching his face upon arrival. How do you look to me?
So like in complete contrast to you, Tristan looks perfect. He is like taken care of his appearance. His hair is slicked back, and he's like in his riding gear, which is still just as like perfect as his formal wear. He looks, he's like in leathers and probably far too expensive. And probably not actually great for riding, but he doesn't seem to care. And he looks like he's not the best traveler. He's a little sweaty, but he's like trying to make it not known.
Yeah.
And he like comes in probably actually a little late than he agreed to meet you. And I ask you the question, opening question, when did we last see each other?
And I think I'm washing my hands as well now, and then drying them off with a piece of cloth, and I step closer towards you, and I go in for the clasp underarms handshake thing.
Yeah.
the we're bro nights kind of. Yeah. And looking you straight in the eyes, and I say, last we met, it must have been at the Battle of at the Battle of Quaint, wasn't it? And I think this is like, we never discussed how old these characters are, but this is kind of like 10 years ago. Like, if you're now considered to be usurpers, but you're still around, then there must have been like some falling out at some point in time.
And I think Tristan's probably like 28, 29, like late 20s.
Yeah. So this was then. Yeah, this is likely when we were all still like, or us two were, kind of like hot-headed young guys, and
Yeah.
I think back then the clans, they didn't like. There was a reason they were fighting against your house, right?
Yeah.
So we met on opposite sides actually on the battlefield, I think. But there was, but this wasn't a quite personal or right, like,
It was
there
just
were
like-
good political reasons to be on opposite sides.
Yeah, but it was just like, that's what you had to do. You were opposite sides.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when we last actually met in person.
Yeah, I think Tristan nods and is like, yeah, there was no hard feelings, right?
Um,
And then you get to ask a follow-up question.
yeah, that's no hard feelings.
Bring it on, Matthias. Bring it on.
Yeah. I think there was this. Yeah. So I'm gonna go for. In those days, we fought and jibed, but I always trusted you, and I wonder whether I can trust you still. Do you give me the old secret look? And I think this is still the hand clasping thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm doing we've got this thing going on where I'm clasping too hard and pulling too hard. And there's an obvious way where you could pull out of it that would actually lead me to stumble.
Mm-hmm.
But do you actually not do that? Or do you
Yeah, I think Tristan...
just give resistance, right? Yeah.
I think Tristan takes a moment and he contemplates, and like you can sort of like actually see the cogs turning in his head, and after like a beat he gives you like this, it was this look where he would sort of like raise an eyebrow and just have like this like quirk at this side of his lips would turn up, and he just he gives you the old look and he says, I have missed you, old friend.
Well, it is good to see you again, and as dapper as ever, I see.
Well, you know how I am. My looks are very important to me, even in the middle of such conflict.
That was always the way of your house.
Well, we have to make sure that we give our best impressions first or last. And then, I think you can, give a closing offer.
Yeah, you answer freely. What's my closing offer?
Or you don't have to. You can do one of the, if you don't want to do another game.
No, I like it. I think this is no, this is actually the thing, right? I'm going. I nod and I go. Good. Shall we fill our tummies now?
Yeah. He nods and says, I am hungry from the ride.
So we switch over to the.
Yeah, and it I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it continue, it goes to your turn?
I think it does, right? Or I'm. Well, we can play it that way if we
Okay.
want to.
That's fine.
I'm next in the turn order anyway.
Are you well then, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it removes a little bit of my agency because I'm stuck with
Yeah, that's true.
just in now, but it's cool. Yeah, so conversation over food. So everyone, we both draw a card, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Oops. That isn't what I meant to, but I got it now. So I think like this is not a very rich house, right? They have to kind of entertain us as we are here.
Yeah.
So it's very basic food, and it's not as fancy as what we just saw in Dillstone. Like Dillstone also was kind of more wholesome than fancy. It sounded like very old traditional castle. This is that, but without the nice things around it. Like this is clammy and cold, right? Yeah. And very. But we get served food anyways, because that's like what the host has to do.
Yeah. So we show our highest card.
Yep.
You will go first. We flip it and
So I've
move it up here so we can.
yeah.
I'll shuffle them badly. So you start. I don't assume that our look and mood has changed much in this.
No,
little bit
it
of
goes
time.
over. Like there's this old trust that's still there. That was
Yeah.
kind of confirmed. So we sit down, and I think Etienne pretty straightforwardly sits down, and after like the first bites goes. So I heard that those foreigners, those Lunestis, they came running to the call of House Dillstone when they invited everyone. And I need you to come clean about your dealings with House Lunest. Do you?
Oh. Well, I heard that your people attacked them for no reason. I was trying to get information from them. So I made them a little, promise. That's what my people do.
I don't know. We look upon them as invaders.
You look upon everyone as invaders, old friend.
Yes. But to cross the Great Sea to come here, those with their rushy ways, they don't belong here.
Well, it's not as if they're the worst.
The worst? No, they're just people, no devils. That is true.
I mean, they are trying to use legalities instead of tradition. That is a little annoying.
I like to underline that. Like I kind of spit out a bone from the chicken leg I was chomping on. I was like playing into one of the plates on the table. So are you actually coming clean, or is this, it feels half like a no?
I mean, he told you that he was trying to, he told you
Okay.
basically that he was lying. So I think that was coming clean.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, I think he's telling you he's not loyal to anyone.
Yep.
I think for him, hold on, I'm reading these questions because I think it's technically it seems like it's going to my turn.
Yeah, you answered my question.
Yeah. I did speak to Princess Aurora while I was at the party for Dillastone, which, by the way, you should have attended. The wine was wonderful. She seems that she wants the war to end. Is that something that you would be interested in? And I'm trying to find common ground with you about that. Is there any?
I think when you mention Aurora, there comes like a distant look over his face, and he then goes, "She would do, wouldn't she? Now, I fear there is no war yet.
If anything,
Well,
there
I
will be
fear
war
there's actually-
between
Yes.
Antir and Lunest.
Maybe not. But I don't think there's quite more ahead of us. Old enemy.
He laughs. Let's not think of enemies. We're good friends at the moment.
I hear the one thing this castle is known for is its pastries, though. Want to move on to that? And I'm passing my turn, basically.
I think he agrees, and I think that's where
Yeah.
I'm bringing it to an end.
Yep.
And then if you, I'll let you draw a random card, and I'll just take whatever's left. 'Cause there's only two of us.
Yeah. That's the first one.
Awesome.
Come on.
I genuinely did forget the dinosaurs, guys. I forgot we had agreed that there's dinosaurs in this world.
How could you?
Oh my gosh.
Aurora, it's your turn to pick a game. We're actually making really good time. So we're about to get through one round, and we've only been playing for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I was like, I hope we get to do a second round.
Yeah, this is really good timing for 5 players.
Oh, damn, we're doing good.
Yeah,
For first timers as well.
because I've played with like 4 players, and it's taken the full 3 hours to get through it.
Sorry, I'm still looking at the options. This is my first time playing.
Oh yeah, take your time.
Yeah.
I think I would really like to do like a social scene. So I'd quite like to organize a dance.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And every one of the major houses would be invited, along with other notable people from the kingdom, to attend. It's called the House of Oak, but it is a castle in its own right. And
Look, I mean, it can be sort of anything you want: an estate, manor, castle. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of it's very much like an English country estate, very kind of boxy and long driveway kind of situation, lined with oaks, as would only be appropriate.
I love
And lots of places to park your dinosaurs.
But I think you still have to pick one specific player.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the questions I
Forced
can
to be
answer.
there.
And once this is in motion, I think that Aurora would like to dance with Etienne, who she has not caught up with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the rest of the players can join freely if it makes sense for you to be at the dance. And then everyone present, you draw a card. So I think that Tristan goes to every social event, so he'll be there.
Judith would be there too. Dancing's her thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I guess the royal house, I should show my face.
I mean, if you don't, it will be noted.
Yeah. Oh
What did
boy.
it do?
Let me see. She's one of the other players. Decide how we came to be dancing together. I think that Aurora would have asked Etienne if Etienne didn't ask her first.
So you take the highest card from your hand and you show it.
I have to draw a card first.
Yeah, everyone draws a card.
Yeah.
Oh, do we all show the cards?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
The lowest card. This is just like the conversation over food. The aces are always high. Clubs are the lowest. Yeah. So it's a pool system again.
Mm-hmm. And you're all there. All right.
So Etienne, you're actually lowest. You take the first turn.
Well, so is this entire suit before, or is it king beats queen?
Clubs are all aces are always high, but diamonds are higher than spades, or higher than hearts, or higher than clubs.
Oh, okay. And then we look at the actual.
Mm-hmm.
No, a king is still higher, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
The
asking.
king is always higher, but if there are two kings, then it's like hearts the highest or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's whatever the order is.
So
We
wait,
just need
I
to
think it's-
agree.
I think it's cards, and then the suits
Okay.
decide if there's a matching.
what was yours,
Yeah.
Katya?
Oh, sorry, mine was the Queen of Hearts.
Okay, then
Someone had an ace. Aurora had an ace.
yeah, Roy had an ace, so
That's
That's the
mine.
highest.
hearts are higher than. Okay, so you were
But Tristan is actually first.
No, Aurora's first.
Oh yeah. Wait.
No, wait,
who
no,
was first?
no. Hearts
Is
are
it
higher. I'm first. No, diamonds are higher than hearts.
No, hearts are higher. Hearts is the highest.
Oh my god.
No. Diamonds are higher than spades, are higher than hearts.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Diamonds
Oh,
are the
it's
highest.
different in
Diamonds are higher.
dance than it is with food.
Yeah, it's just the same kind of
Yeah,
method.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. So
Who's the lowest? That's the most important question.
Yeah.
Katya is the lowest,
Okay.
and then
so
everyone
that's what we need to notice.
everyone flip their cards over. Or I can do it for you. Sorry, it's different every time.
That's okay.
Fine. So I am first, okay.
Yes.
Oh no.
What happens
Um,
is you pick someone to dance with. You choose your first partner and you choose your question. So everyone has 2 questions. You don't ask them during the same dance. You each get a partner. So you ask a question and then someone else goes, and then someone else goes. You get 2 questions. Once everyone has asked 2 questions, then the dance ends.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask Tristan to dance.
Okay. Yeah, he's very excited to he takes your hand very quickly and is very excited to dance with you. He says, "Oh, it's an honor to dance with you, Princess Katya."
As I didn't get to talk to you at the dinner, I thought I would ask you first.
It was a shame we didn't get to speak to each
Indeed.
other then.
It's a very busy night, very, very political.
Of course. That's the worst kind of night, if you ask me.
Indeed. Hopefully we'll have some fun tonight, though.
Of course.
So I guess now I ask my question. Oh darn, okay. You may at this moment in the dance place your hand upon my elbow, my shoulder, my waist, or my hip. Which do you choose?
Ooh.
Ooh.
What am I gonna do?
Oh.
I think Tristan... I think he gets closer and places his hand on your hip. And, like, just leans forward and says, it was quite a disappointment that I didn't get to speak with you that night. And just, like, this smirk on his face as he does.
Mm. Likewise. Would have been very interesting to talk to you that night, but sadly duty calls.
Yes, duty is the worst obligation.
It is indeed. It's hard being the royal house sometimes.
Of course. Yeah. And yeah.
Damn.
I didn't mean for him to be a player, but here we are.
Yep.
The boy don't wait around.
Nope.
Yeah, I think we can just go in the same order as we're playing. So I'll go next. Tristan will go next.
Okay.
And I think he'll find Judith and dance with Judith. And as
We've decided it's 13. You should.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
did we decide Judith is 13?
She
In the chat, yeah.
Oh, I'm
she
not.
is of age for a royal coupling. For what's the word?
A royal marriage.
For diplomatic purposes.
Oh, see.
I didn't. I have chat open. I didn't realize
Oh,
that.
man.
Oh goodness. Okay. So I think he finds you, Judith, and may I have this dance, Princess Judith?
I thought you would never ask, Tristan.
So he pulls you aside, and does the requisite dance, and says, how's Lunesta doing since the horrible attack?
Oh, we're doing just fine. It's nice for House Antier to think that they really dealt us a blow, but we both know they can't do anything right.
Of course, your fleet of ships, there's no way that it can be taken down.
No, of course not. And we have a series of lawsuits that are set to start any day now. They're going to be tied up for years.
Oh yes, Lunest and their legality. It's always a good thing, correct?
Oh yes, yes.
I think something about me catches your eye and your look lingers. What is it?
She likes your boyish curls.
Oh,
You got like beads curls going on, and she's 13 and she can't help herself.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and I think as the dance ends, he gives you a very proper bow, and thank you so much for this wonderful dance, Princess.
It was my pleasure. You're a good dancer.
Oh, you were wonderful.
Thank you.
And Etienne, it's your turn.
Yeah. I think I'm I think we see Etienne, and it's very clear that on kind of the opposite side of the hall, right opposed is Aurora, and I would like to dance with Aurora. And how do you look to me, and what's your mood?
Oh yeah, we keep forgetting that. Please remind us to do that. I'm so sorry.
You're also very chatty dancers, all of you, I must say.
That's true. And I also have never played a game correctly in my life.
rules are just there to help the fun. If they get in the way, they're not doing their job. Aurora appears tonight in a very decadent gown. It's something that has clearly been probably tailored for this event. It's kind of it's a blue dress. And she seems very feminine and put together in her presentation tonight, which isn't often her presentation of herself. And her mood is good, but there's a distracted awareness that she's trying to make sure that everyone in the room is behaving. Because she knows this is a very tense night and she wants it to be a good night and positive night. And how do you look to me and what is your mood?
So Etienne has this body tension in him, and one hand basically on his back, and he's wearing tight-fitting black tinged velvet, and actually he's wearing a skirt that goes down to the floor, but is cut like a riding skirt in the middle, right? So, he is able to take long strides with it, and his mood is intent. Like he has this intent look about him.
Is he brooding?
No, it's very intent on going to dance with you now, kind of look, and just holds out his hand, not saying anything. And as we engage in the dance, like you have his full attention as this is happening, and he moves to the music, as he is musical. So,
So do you ask the question first?
I ask a question. We do this dance, and the dance figures separate us. When they bring us back together, do you blush?
I think she does. There is a definite flush as you kind of come back into this intense dance that's going on. And I lose my place in the dance. Do you let me stumble or do you draw me back into place?
Oh no, a dancing partner with Etienne never loses their place. I draw it back in. And then it's your go, right? Yeah. And as I draw you back in, making it look like this was like we were just trying out the tensions that this dance allows. And we come back together. Your mouth is close to my ear. What do you say?
I say, I wish you hadn't been so rash in attacking Lunest. They're a threat, but that wasn't the time.
And yeah, I think as we separate, there's definitely this Etienne with eyes downcast. Well, until now they were straight at, focused on his partner, right, on you. But now they're downcast. There's no audible response, though. I think that, yeah, you can go once more, and then we're...
Okay, so it kind of follows up to that is, when the dance ends, will you stand with me or rush away?
There's this moment of tension where exactly this question hangs in the air. and is about to say something, then turns his head away and then rushes away.
Oh. Next up is it Charlie's turn or is it Emma's turn?
I think it's my turn because that was
Yes, that was Matthias' turn. Okay, Charlie, it's your turn.
okay. So I watch Etienne go and then kind of turn around, see what's going on with the music, and I find Prince Tristan. Of course, I find Prince Tristan. Who else would be there?
He's like at the bar, slowly sipping a drink and just watching everyone. His eyes slowly on the crowd.
And how is his mood?
He's got a smirk on his face. Like he is in a very much a party mood. He's very happy.
Okay, and I can definitely be seen like putting the smile on my face,
Mhm.
and kind of relaxing the shoulders as she walks across the room in her pink dress to ask Tristan to dance.
Of course I'll dance with you, princess. It would be an honor and a privilege.
It has been a while since we've danced.
It has. And he immediately puts his drink down and leads you out onto the floor to join up with the dance.
So I'm reading the questions.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, I figured you were.
Stage directions. It's very
Yeah.
exciting. Okay, so my hair has fallen in front of my ear. Do you touch my face?
Yeah, I think like he's like spinning you in a moment and sees it fall, and he like smiles and pushes it back. It's like, you don't want to mess up this intricate hairstyle. It looks so beautiful.
Thank you. I thought I'd better make a good showing tonight.
Well,
It is important.
you always do. You don't have to worry about that. And I think he pulls you close and your face is, or my face is close to yours. Do you turn subtly toward me or subtly away?
She turns subtly away.
I think there's like actually a moment where he looks like offended.
Your mouth is close to my ear. What do you say?
I see you were speaking to Etienne. It's a very interesting kind of relationship you seem to have with him.
Peace amongst us is very important, Tristan.
I happen to agree. The both of us had a conversation about that at a meeting actually a little while ago. He seems intent on having a war with Lunest.
A war would be a terrible thing.
I agree. This moment in the dance allows me to step close to you and linger very near. Am I welcome?
She would make no move to stop you.
Perhaps we should work together to make sure this war doesn't happen.
If you truly believe that, I hope we will.
Yeah.
And then she'll like break apart and move away from the dance.
Yeah, he just watches you go. Emma, it's your turn.
I'm out of wine.
Oh no.
I think we're gonna take a bio break after this game anyway, because I have to go to the bathroom. Emma, it's your turn.
All right.
I'm living for this drama.
Judith.
I know, I love it so
I
much.
just want to keep having dances all the time.
Let's do this one like twice.
Right before the coronation, we need a dance.
Judith loves dancing, and she's having a very good time. And she spins around. She sets her sights on Etienne. And says, "Good sir, today is for dancing. Will you dance with me?"
Lady. Yeah.
So what do we do next? Wait, okay. So how do you look to me, and what's your mood?
I think I look to you as you would expect of these of one of the savage clan landers. However well put together my clothing might be, you can see it in the features. And my mood is I appear to be slightly absent-minded, I think. Though I'm fulfilling all the formalities, and right, I'm not. Yep. How do you look to me, and what's your mood?
Judith is dressed in something that's probably a lot skimpier than everybody else's, probably with like exotic peacock feathers and more like a flapper sort of dress, something that's altogether strange to everybody else. And her mood is one where she genuinely wishes to dance, and she noticed that you have the beat and nobody else does, so you're the only person worth dancing with.
Okay.
So, do I ask a question first, or is that where I'm starting?
No.
All right, we'll dance around.
Right? Yeah.
Let's see. At this moment in the dance, you laugh. What do you laugh at?
I think it was this absent-mindedness, but you approach me, and you are a sight to look at. The way you're dressed, the how you're how everything about you doesn't meet any of the styles here, or is a big contrast to it, and also the forwardness and enthusiasm for the dance that you bring. That actually shakes me out of that absent-mindedness and makes me laugh, and I engage in the dance with you. That's a good question. Yeah, so we engage in this dance, and I don't. How much of a physical contrast is between these two people? Like, how, for example, how tall is Judith?
She's probably fairly short because she's not done growing yet.
Yeah, that is what I was thinking.
Yes.
So there comes this moment in the dance where like we move to the music, apart and together, apart and together, and then there's this thing where we move together and stand fairly close, and it's more of a turn on the spot. And this moment in the dance allows me to step close to you and linger very near. And it's a like completely, you look up, I look down. Am I welcome?
Judith very much wants you to believe that you are. Yes. She'll probably give you sort of a look that's she's not quite sure what to do in this situation yet, but she's trying to make sure that you seem welcome, and she'll just say, sometimes you just need to dance, don't you?
Aye.
It's cold as ice.
Oh, there's still the smile lingering on his face. So this wasn't a rushing off. This was a soft eye for you to hear. Yeah.
Good. So we will. I clicked something on Twitch. What is it? Okay. Oh, I got confused.
You get to ask another question.
All right. We will dance some more, and it will be. Let me see. Let's see. Your mouth is close to my ear. What do you say?
I say, surprised by your boldness and rashness, my lady, but I must say I'm impressed.
She will look around to make sure that you're quite apart from everybody, and she will say, imagine what they'd think if the two of us ended up together. Old houses and new. They would be defenseless.
Great. I lose my place on the dance. Did you let me stumble, or you draw me back into place?
She draws you back into place. She is surprisingly strong for a 13-year-old graceful girl.
Yeah, I think I really miss a step there, right? Yeah, I mean, 13-year-olds these days, right?
We need them to keep
Could have
dancing.
been married off for a year and a half.
I just want to watch the two of you.
Oh damn! I can just imagine us all staring
What is happening?
Aurora conveniently notices her wine glass is empty and goes to the bar.
Yeah, so the dance ends with that on a wonderful note.
I love Judith so much.
I do too.
Ah!
Stunning.
And everyone gets a card back. If Sophie, you want to start roll a d5.
Okay. Oh my god. I my little heart is.
I
dead.
know. Woo.
I'm
It
shaking.
was a roller coaster.
I got a 4, so I'll take number 4. Oh no, come here. There we go.
I'll roll. R1D. Okay, I'll take this one. Matthias. Roll a d3.
3.
Were there any cards to discard during that? There weren't, right?
No, you don't discard any from that one. Charlie. D2.
D2. Oh my god, I just typed in the Fantasy Grounds command.
And then Emma, you can take the last one. And we're right at 2 hours, so it's just one more quick break, just a bio break real quick, and we'll be right back. And Emma, it will be your turn to set a scene, so we'll be right back. Okay, everybody, we're back. And Emma, it is your turn to pick a game.
I think I want us to do trials by contest if we can.
Oh, that is fun. Yeah.
So I'm taking this to mean some sort of legal situation, yes?
Okay, yeah. So choose one of the other players to be your counterpart in the trial.
I'm going to choose Katya as the ruling party because she let everything happen to my house under her watch.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So I think as a warning, these are multiple trials, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so
You go
agree.
through?
Yeah,
So-
you do, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Agree together the nature of your dispute, how the trial came about, and which of you will undertake the first contest.
Oh my god.
If there's no dispute already between you, which I think basically you said what it was, Emma,
Oh, sorry.
look to page 11 under possible topics. And I can read those off if you need them.
We can choose something else if you don't want to do what I said.
Which was no. Would you repeat it again? What's the nature of the dispute from your point of view?
That the royal house allowed House Antier to do my house harm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you agree with, Sophie?
I mean, I guess technically that happened.
Do you agree to dispute it? I think is the question.
Yeah, do you
Oh yeah, I
agree
agree to dispute it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna be like. I mean, I guess it technically happened, but at the same time, it's not my fault.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that's
and you're
perfect.
already
Wow.
in the second round here, right? Each of you state your own position and the position. that
Okay,
the
I
other-
don't think I did. Like, I think that's like, I don't have any power over House Antia.
So
Maybe that.
how did this trial come about? It's something
Well-
you just have to agree with. Like, how did you two meet to do this trial, I guess?
I imagine it could be House Lunest is very litigious, and they're probably suing all of you.
Okay, fair enough.
You just get a summons one day. And then which of you will
Delivered
undertake...
by pterodactyl from the sky. Just
Oh my god, messenger. Oh yes.
I love it. And then which of
Right
you will
out.
undertake the first contest?
Oh, do we have to choose that? Like, you don't just flip a coin, or?
Oh, you can if you want to. If you'd like me to, we can say that odds are Emma even as Sophie, and I can roll a d2.
Okay.
Probably the best way to do it.
have you decided which of the trial forms you're doing?
I'm just going down the list. So odds was Emma, evens was Sophie. So Emma, you will go, or no, Sophie will go first, right?
Awesome.
So each of you state your own position and the position that the other must accede to if they lose the trial.
Okay.
So what was your position, Sophie?
I am not responsible for House Antia, and whatever they do is not within my power. They are the wild ones, as it were.
So what position must Judith accede to if they lose?
To take back their comment that I am not a good ruler, / let this happen. And choose to support me in the crown
Oh.
to show that I am a good ruler.
What about you, Emma?
My position is that House Dillistone was culpable for this great and grievous event, and if I win, they must accede that they are not only financially but morally responsible, and they must make my house whole and be publicly shamed.
Oh shit!
Oh, this is good.
Oh damn! I'm just imagining like that Game of Thrones shame.
Oh yeah, maybe something like
Oh,
So, conducting the trials. Take turns back and forth until the trials end. On your turn, ask your counterpart to admit that you have proved your position, and they'll no longer dispute it. If they do, they accede and the trials end. Otherwise, choose one. Sorry. Flip a card up from your deck. It can be any card. This is the reward for endurance. So you just flip a card up and put it on the thing. Sorry. So you choose a trial and demand that your counterpart undertake it. After the first player's turn, so this would be Emma, I believe. Yeah, this will be Emma because this is your turn. You must always escalate, so always choose one further down the list. Flip another reward card from the deck. Or choose a trial and declare that you will submit yourself to it. After the first player's turn, you must always escalate, so always choose another one down the list. Have your counterpart put your chosen challenge to you. Flip another reward card. So ending the trial, whoever met the last challenge, they choose the highest card from the reward card and add it to their hand. In case of a tie, they choose which one to take. We're going to have to keep this in order because these seem a little convoluted as per rules. What now?
I was just saying the rules are a bit like confusing.
Yeah, they
But,
very
yeah,
are.
Yeah.
So both of you take a card from your deck. So I think you're both like playing for whoever, will get the highest cards
Do you take it from our deck or V deck?
from your deck.
Okay.
Because at the end you want to get cards back.
And
So
any card.
Yeah, any card.
the tactic bit comes in here as to what you want to give away.
Mhm.
So a jack is a high card, but you don't necessarily want to give that to someone, or maybe you do.
Who might, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's kind of a game of fictional chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
How much are you willing to
To risk.
suffer here? Yeah.
How far you're willing to go.
Yeah.
So, Emma, since you're first, this is your turn. You can choose one of these. Choose a trial and demand that your counterpart undertake it. Or choose a trial and declare that you will submit yourself to it.
I want to choose a trial and demand that Katya undertakes it.
Okay.
And can it be anyone, or are we starting at one and going
It
through
can
all?
be anyone.
But you can't go lower again.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have to escalate.
Yeah.
Well, I want to start in the middle. I want to start with trial 3 by feats.
Okay. Declare the feat of great strength, endurance, or skill that your counterpart must accomplish to prove their position. Example, if you can shoot an arrow so hard and true that it rings a bell in the tower, then I'll believe you.
And I think the feat I would like you to do, I get to pick it, right?
Yeah, you make it up. Yeah.
Okay. Your feat is that you are going to have to tame a brontosaurus.
Oh my god.
Hot damn. Okay.
So, Katya.
This is how you do it.
Bring out the leafy greens. That's what they eat, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Katya, you flip a card from your deck. If it's a spade, a club, or a heart, you accomplish it and you've met the challenge. It's your turn. If it's a diamond, they undertake it but can't do it. They must accede, become a laughingstock, and discard your highest card. The trial ends.
Okay. How am I gonna flip a card? Because I kind of see everything that's in my deck, don't I?
Yeah, you draw. You have to pick. If you have one of the cards, then
Oh,
you see.
see.
You decide if you win or lose.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. And
So if
So anything but a diamond, and you defeat the challenge.
okay, so you pulled a heart. She describe how you tame this brontosaurus.
I take out my best leafy greens, like the lettuces grown in the garden, which no dinosaur can resist. And I take it out and be like, here, buddy, buddy. I'm going to offer it up, like, as far as my little arm will go. Because they're the tall ones, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Really long necks.
And this brontosaurus definitely favors my sweet, juicy lettuces over the prickly thorns it's trying to eat. And it allows me to stroke its little head and Ta-da! He's now my pet, and I'm taking him home. He will be called Arnold. And,
Oh god.
and that is how I do it.
Okay, it's your turn. So you choose one. You choose a trial and demand that your counterpart undertake it.
And I've got to go further, so I've got to go on to the next
Yes.
little page. Okay.
Or you declare that you will submit yourself to it. And you have to escalate, yes.
Oh my god. Okay. I am just reading all of the things.
I can't believe you picked Tame a Brontosaurus.
It's beautiful.
It was so
Katie.
good.
While Sophie is deciding, why don't you read out all of the trial titles?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can.
yeah.
Everyone in chat who's not familiar knows the.
So there's trial 1 by oath, trial 2 by ordeal, trial 3 by feat, trial 4 by ransom, trial 5 by divination, trial 6 by combat, trial 7 by extremity.
I'm so excited about how this is gonna go. I don't even care about the cards. I'm just like,
Shit, I thought there were only 5. Damn. Okay.
No, yeah, there's 7, yeah.
That's-
ooh, I think I might...
I don't know if I put these on the actual Roll20. I think there was a lot of them.
Oh, yeah, no,
yeah, you
there's
put
all
them into
7.
2.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Did good job. Oh my god, I can't speak.
You're so
By
nervous.
divination. I think I'm gonna go by divination.
Okay,
So
demand.
demand that...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
You can read it.
No. Okay, I was gonna say demand that your counterparts submit themselves to a priest or priestess to divine the truth of their position. You choose whether they submit to a priest or priestess of your gods, whether you will allow them to submit to a priest or priestess of their gods, or whether you will allow them to choose which they prefer. Okay.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, what are you having Judith do?
You will have to submit to a priest or priestess of my gods. Because my gods are the house of the ruling family, and they are the true ones in this country.
So you have to pull a spade or a club.
From the collective deck or from my deck?
From your deck.
Okay. Great.
Or
A spade.
a spade or a club, and it's you've met the trial, or a heart or a diamond pronounced against you.
All right. Well, I am pulling out a spade.
Awesome.
And yes, I will. Whatever tea leaves or dead goat entrails you have, they will show that my house was badly hurt, and it was all your fault.
I like the idea that it's a choir of ghosts are summoned.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good idea. Oh my gosh, yeah.
The ghosts of all the people on the ships who died.
I like it.
Your the important little step is then always to ask, do you accede that I'm right? Because then it can end there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who accedes, me or
You.
Well, the one who did the trial and
Okay.
passed the trial would then ask that question.
okay?
Yeah.
Then do you accede, or are you going to discard your highest card?
Oh no,
I-
she
I-
doesn't have to. She doesn't have to accede her. She doesn't have to discard her highest card yet. Just if she accedes, because it can end there if she doesn't want you to go further. Because there's only 2 more trials you can pick.
Yeah, so so if I accede, am I blaspheming?
No, it
No.
does. It's not that. This is just for the whole trials by contest.
The question is the dispute settled after that
Yes.
trial?
Yes.
Or do you keep disputing
No.
it?
You okay?
So you're like,
No.
fuck my own gods.
No, I'm like, I need more proof.
Okay.
I need more
So
proof here.
Judith, it is your turn. You can either do a trial for yourself or make her go through a trial.
Oh, crap. So I got to discard my highest card at the end. Or do I discard it now?
No, you don't discard it. Mm-mm, that's
Okay.
only if
You
it was
don't?
with that. No, that is if If that was if you had made the call upon your gods.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Katya all the way up to trial 7 by extremity.
Oh my goodness.
You have to choose something very, very awful to happen to you, I think.
Read the whole thing though, because out loud, I think.
Choose
because
this trial for your counterpart to undertake. Your counterpart may always, with no loss of face or honor, insist upon trial by combat instead. So you can do that.
So have your counterpart choose one. I submit myself willingly to torture to make myself an example. My enemies send an assassin to murder me. My enemies march on me to imprison me. I'm to be imprisoned by my own house as a dangerous radical and tortured in silence. My followers push me into an absurd and doomed demonstration, and in the aftermath, I'll surely fall into my enemies' hands.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You'd like to do trial by combat.
Yeah, you can do trial by combat if you don't want to go through any of this.
I'm just reading it and I'm like, look at the cards I have, and I'm like,
This is how that shame comes about, right?
Yeah,
The whole scene. Yeah.
crap.
Emma's taken no prisoners. It was like, nope.
I watched Game of Thrones. I can do this.
Game of Thrones is all in all the time. Like, you don't mess about.
Yep.
Well, I'm just thinking,
I studied the War of the Roses. We can do this.
While all of you were playing, Emma studied the
Yeah.
sword.
Let Richard III charge down the hill and kill him when he hits the bottom.
oh my god.
I put this dot on my face for a fucking reason.
Someone clip that. That is a moment.
Oh my god. Beautiful. Okay. Katya's going to turn around and be like, this is ridiculous. None of these prove our positions. This is stupid. I challenge you to a trial by combat. This is between us. And there is pride at stake. But I'm not submitting myself to that because my pride will not allow it.
Oh, okay. So, the trial ends unresolved. Discard the reward cards. No one wins them. As a future game, you and your counterpart should meet sword to sword. So, yeah, you no one gets these cards.
Bye, cards.
I mean, they were low. It's fine. So that was the end of Emma's turn. Sophie, it is your turn. That was so good, guys.
That was so good.
I'm scared.
So you don't specifically have to do sword to sword, but that is something in the future, you know, one of you should probably
Yeah.
bring that up.
Okay.
And just
How
so
much
the
time?
audience knows, everyone has had a turn. After everyone has had one round of turns, anyone can call for the coronation. And coronation is the last game you play, and that's when you declare the winner of the game.
I'm going to go into sword combat here. I'm going to continue this. Oh my god, she's got a sword. Damn.
Quick, arm yourself, quick. There you go, ruler. Vicious whack across the knuckles.
Oh, sweet
Oh,
Jesus.
I loved sword to sword.
I'm so dead. I have nothing.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Use your attractive qualities, Sophie. In the name of Dilliston.
I'm just resourceful. I mean, that's the only courteous. That doesn't help.
So I assume you're picking Judith?
Yes.
Okay, so
Let's settle this.
I guess decide together how you came to be standing alone sword to sword is that you challenge her. Is this quick? Is this soon after the trials by contest, or is this later in the future?
I imagine it's like soon after. I want to get this done. I want to clear my name.
Okay, each you and your enemy each draw a card. And remember, if you have 6 cards, to make sure you discard one. But I don't think either of you do. So
No, I think I got less than. Yeah.
so each of you both draw a card from the deck.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So take the highest card from your hand and place it face down in your square without revealing it.
How do you do that without revealing it? Do it quickly, and then flip it.
There's gonna be a way to.
There is a way to do it, but I honestly cannot remember.
Okay.
I flipped it.
Okay, nobody look. Nobody look.
Like I said, I don't know how to work Roll20.
Oh god, no, it won't work.
Right click.
Sorry.
Grant Ellis thinks I know how to work Roll20, and he's so wrong.
I have no idea either.
So I left the page. Okay, so both of you ask each other, how do you look to me, and what's your move?
I'm so scared. Okay. Judith, how do you look to me, and what is your mood?
You're muted, Emma.
I'm muted.
That's her mood.
Muted.
I'm dressed. Do you guys know the outfit that Zendaya wore to the Met Awards?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Wearing that, it's like a full plate dress.
Her Joan of Arc looking outfit.
Her Joan of Arc looking outfit, with crazy big wig, and all of it is incredibly ceremonial. She has painted on eyebrows since all of hers are gone, and her teeth, instead of being blackened today, they are all red.
It's terrifying.
And her attitude is she seems really excited because she's never done this before.
Oh my god.
She's only 13. But she's been training her whole fucking life.
Oh my god. I mean, I had the advantage of I think I'm older. It's a little bit bad hitting a child with a sword. But it'll be fine, right?
So how do you look, and what is your mood?
Okay. I am kitted out in like leather armor for maneuverability. I don't want to be weighed down by heavy plate. I got my nice broad sword, which I have to hold with two hands, like big slashing sword. And I'm a little bit apprehensive because I've never had a trial by combat before. I mean, Katia's more of a political, talk it out kind of gal. This is very new to her, but she has been trained. Like, she is of the royal house, and she will have been trained, as is customary. But yeah, her mood's just like a little bit on edge. A little bit like, this girl is also a lot younger than me. If I lose, it's just an embarrassment. And I will be dead. So...
Where is this all taking place, I want to know. Like, right, that's always an important thing. Is this like up on the battlements? Is this an arena? Is this out in the woods with no one there? I don't know.
No one there.
Well, I mean, and it does say you're standing alone sword to sword, so is this like in a very
Like a duel at dawn.
Yeah.
At the ruins.
I reckon it's like the day after the trials or something.
I imagine it on like an actual battlefield outside, like the city walls is like covered in mud, and
Skeletons.
like can we have our full armies just watching us do this?
You can have ghost armies.
Yes, our ghost armies with ghost dinosaurs and
yes.
ghost muskets.
Like all of our ancestors or something.
Yeah.
I-
The ghosts of warriors past come to watch over the duel to make sure it's fair and just.
Oh god.
Maybe they can give us combat advice.
I love it. So
Hit the knee.
agree together which one of you is better with a sword. If you can't agree, then the other players would judge impartially.
Oh my god.
What were the qualities again?
Agree together which one of you is better with the sword. If you can't agree, then the other players would judge impartially.
Okay, does any of us have like good with weapons? Or what the equivalent of that is?
Neither of you have that. That's
No.
Matthias.
I have resourceful.
I am resourceful and graceful.
I am courteous. I don't know how to translate.
You know the rules of combat.
I am kind. I will. I don't know. Be nice.
Kindness is great for swordplay.
Yeah, it's great.
Athletic.
No.
No, I'm just
Do we roll,
shy.
like, D2?
Judith is graceful, though.
I feel like
Graceful
graceful.
and witty.
Mhm.
They both have resourceful, so that's kind of a wash.
I'm educated though. I might know a bit more about swordplay.
I think the bad thing here is the shyness and kindness that might be.
Might hold you back.
I'm not a fighter.
Like-
I'm a lover.
Yeah, it's not like Judith is better at the sword, it's that Katya is worse.
Yeah, Katya might pull back when she should go. Yeah.
Yeah, or doesn't have the.
Katya should have called on House Oak to come and sort this out for her. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an option.
It
but-
wasn't.
Also, Judith is a 13-year-old girl, and that is the meanest age to be.
That
Yes,
is
it is.
right there. There we
They
go.
are, like, brutal.
There we go. So, the worst with a sword, Katya, begins combat by asking a leading question.
Wait, it wouldn't be swords in our world, it would be guns, right? It would be a duel with guns.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
probably
see.
both, right?
It could. I mean, it could be either. I think you could have
I
your.
mean, just use our elements is all I was thinking. But
Yeah, you can choose. Well, I don't know, like you two probably.
You have like sword blades or something. Not sword blades, the gun blades. That one.
Bayonets.
That's what I meant.
bayonets.
Yeah, those are the ones.
So thereafter, take turns asking leading questions back and forth. After the third question, the closing question comes into play. So it would be Sophie, Emma, Sophie. So after Sophie's second turn. Thereafter, you can ask a closing question instead of a leading question whenever you choose. So you don't have to ask the closing question, Sophie, if you want to continue with the leading questions. You can. Like, you could. This can go as long as you want it to. It doesn't have to be a leading question. I mean, the closing question. You ask questions back and forth until one of the answers ends combat. When combat ends, you judge for yourself if you're wounded or killed, and then we'll go to that when combat ends. So, Sophie, you get to ask your leading question.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We lock swords and your mouth is near my ear. What do you say?
I say, isn't this exciting? If you had just put out House Antier, none of this would have happened.
Ooh. It's a bit bitchy.
That
So
was
is my
the most British response. That's it.
That's a little bit bitchy.
Just a bit. I kind of like say back, like, do you want there to be a war? Is this what you want?
She'll say, I want us to win. If that's what it takes, that's what we'll do.
And that's the most 13-year-old response.
She's
Oh my
like
gosh.
3 seconds away from it takes one to know why.
I'm going to be captain of the dance team, damn it. Do I get to ask a leading
Yes,
question?
it's your turn to ask a leading question.
All
Oh my
right.
god. I'm so like. I don't even know.
In 13-year-old fashion, I overreach, and you have. Or wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I read the wrong thing. Let's see. I throw a high swing, wild but powerful. Do you duck quickly back, or do you stand unrattled?
I'm gonna stand unrattled because I'm taller. And I'm just gonna be like, oh, look, your little blade doesn't even reach my head.
It only has to reach your neck.
She got a fair point. Oh my god. I've been torn apart by words once.
You don't need the weapon.
Oh my god. Okay. I launch a sustained attack with my weight behind it. Do you give ground readily or grudgingly?
Judith will jump out of the way incredibly quickly, so she'll give her ground very readily.
Okay.
And yes, and she will say, "Careful, it's easy to get tired when you do this."
It's a good thing I've trained a bit longer than you as I am older. I'm imagining Katya's only like 17 or something, but yeah.
Ooh, you're older.
Yeah, I'm like the cool kid. I don't know.
And
You're a big kid.
since that's the third question, anyone can ask a closing question now on their turn. You don't have to, just whenever you feel that
Yeah.
it comes to
Okay.
a natural
I want to
end.
drag it out a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think anyone's going to complain.
See.
Okay. I hammer it into your guard, but you barely hold it. A fraction less and you'd have been laid open. Does it fire you or chill you?
I think it makes me really angry.
Oh,
Yes.
oh God.
She's been rather excited before now. Now she's a little mad.
Oh dear, an angry 13-year-old. Whatever will I do?
Oh. There, you might die soon. That's what you might do. Do you understand the stakes of what we're doing here? This is one of the
Yeah,
only
you're also
things.
You're also very
Probably doesn't matter.
small. And
All right. Let's see. I get my sword's edge to your throat. Do you submit or do you twist away and rejoin the fight?
I twist away and rejoin the fight. I'm not giving up. I don't think you can reach that high.
Oh, we're so mad. I just did reach that high. That's the point.
Only just. Like, imagine just a tip.
That's all you need.
Dude, that is a very different conversation.
Oh! I didn't realize what it was.
It's even worse when you don't realize.
I'm only 13. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not even very young. Good.
All right.
Okay, okay. Oh, where was the, I just saw it. Where was the one I wanted to, oh, I catch your wrist in my hand and draw you close to me. Do you let your sword drop or do you shove me away and fight on? Just imagining like I'm reprimanding a child right now.
I will. I'll probably drop my sword because I'm mad and I am genuinely scared of you. But as she does, she's also going to throw dirt in your face. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit. And not necessarily going to like prolong the thing, but it's like a last word. Fuck you.
Kind of, yeah.
Mess
Like
up.
yeah, screw you.
Yes.
Oh my God. I think like Katya just kind of blinks and she's like, okay, it's over. Let's go home. That was the best fight I've ever seen.
Technically, you get a closing question if you want it to be over, Emma.
Oh. Let's see. All of these, I don't have my sword anymore. So none of them quite. I suppose I seize momentum and initiative and drive you backward. Do you stand or do you allow yourself to be driven?
Oh my God.
There's more to that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, if you stand, we show our face down cards. If yours is higher, you stand me off. If mine is, I kill you. Oh no.
I don't know how you're going to kill me. Are you going to punch you in the face or the kneecaps?
She's resourceful. She gets like a tree branch from the ground and just clubs you in the head with
Probably
it.
just bite your neck.
She probably just pulls your gun out of your belt and shoots you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, let's see what the cards are, and then
All
we'll
right, yeah, I'm
She
not going to...
whistles for a
Oh
bunch of
my
swords.
God, I've never been in a game where someone gets killed.
Oh my God. No, yeah, I'm going to stand. I'm not backing down.
So that's a king of spades, and what is
Spades.
yours, Katya?
Where'd I put it? Oh, it's up there. Oh, I can't grab it. Oh God. Hold on. My thing's in the way.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh, that was so close.
Oh my God. I genuinely didn't look, so I was just Ooh.
So yours is higher and you stand me off, then,
Yeah, you.
So I'm like, right, we're marching you home, Misty.
So does this count? This counted as? I guess we can all describe. This counted as, I think, her submitting or fleeing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think no one was wounded or killed. No one was
Oh.
cleanly victorious, right?
Well, unless Cassia could be considered victorious.
Yeah, I think
Would-
so.
Okay, well, we can consider Katya victorious. So you return your face down card to your hand.
Okay.
So what does the other one do then?
Um,
Oh, so no,
they-
you give your enemy your face down card because you submitted or fled, Emma.
Okay.
So
So I
you get both cards, Sophie.
Okay. Nice.
Damn.
That was tense.
That was
Oh.
so good.
I was scared.
I will sheathe my sword.
In your heart.
Okay. Someone else take a turn. I need to
Yeah,
be straight.
it's my turn. And I'm going to steal time with Princess Aurora.
Okay. Sure.
So choose one other player to be your partner in the liaison. Decide together how you two came to be stealing time. I think that Tristan makes a special visit to House Oak, like out of nowhere.
Like out of the blue.
Yeah,
He just rides up looking all gallant.
of course, because he is
House flying
handsome.
in the wind. I love it. Okay.
Also decide together whether your liaison is illicit in any way, and if so, what might happen if you're discovered. I think it might be. I mean, he's sort of playing all the houses in a way.
I think, like, yeah, it would be a secret, or I don't know if Aurora would actually conceal it, but it's probably not in Tristan's interest for everyone to know that he's going around doing out of the blue drop-ins on
Yeah,
princesses.
potentially what this might mean. Let me chime in here for a moment. Our reunion was all about we're going to handle this. We might be on opposite sides, but we'll handle this the way it should be handled, right?
Yeah.
And not this backstabby.
Conniving,
Yeah, exactly.
sneaky, manipulative.
I'm
But I'm not sure-
usurper.
So that's potential. I don't know what you're going for with this, but that might be an outcome why it's illicit.
Yeah, I think like he doesn't want the other people to know because he has literally played every house somehow, like tried to make a
Yep.
deal with every house. So yeah, I completely agree with that. If that's cool with you, Charlie.
Yeah, that's fine. I definitely like, especially from initially, anyway, it's in Aurora's interest to like have this be a private meeting.
Yeah. Okay, so each of us draw a card
From the
from the
draw deck.
Yeah, the draw deck.
Draw. Okay,
I have to discard one because I have 6.
I'm at 6 too.
Yeah, so you discard one.
How do I do that?
Just drag it out and delete it.
Okay. Goodbye, 8 of Hearts.
Okay. So ask each other, how do you look to me and what's your mood? And I think you described Tristan pretty well. Like he's wearing his house colors, purple and silver, and his hair is perfectly coiffed, his blonde curls, and he's wearing his riding clothes. And he is in a very happy mood. He's very happy to see you.
And Aurora, for her part, I think because this is out of the blue, she's in kind of more simple riding clothes, and she's been going about the business of her house. Maybe she's just got back from some sort of tax collection, or there's been some sort of business going on, and so she's been doing that. And she's probably just gotten back, and her mood is definitely surprised. She is surprised by Tristan's arrival, and she probably does her best to kind of tidy her hair to make a good impression.
He comes up to you immediately and gives you a little bow. It's wonderful to see you again, Princess. I'm sorry I'm here out of the blue. I was passing by on my way elsewhere, and I just wanted to stop and check in on you.
It's certainly unexpected to see you here.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I can leave if so.
No, why don't you stay a while and tell me why you came to visit? And she would take you through, maybe I think there's like a kitchen garden out the back where like the herbs and things are growing. It's like a really fragrant place. And because it's not like the public formal gardens, it's a little bit more secretive and behind high hedgerows and things. Because we don't want people stealing from the kitchen garden.
Yeah. I think he like looks around. This place is, I didn't even know this existed here. It's beautiful.
We do our best to cultivate a range of things. To be honest, I extended it for the dance so that we could have a few more fresh herbs and things.
I think it's very, very, it's smart to be thrifty, especially in a time where war is always looming.
Well, they say that winter is always coming, so we do our best to stay stocked and to be self-sufficient, as is practical.
I think like a little bit of a breeze blows and your hair gets in your face, and sort of like the dance, he tucks it behind your ear. May I?
You may.
Yeah, he does that, and he says, Your hair is just as lovely as it was at the dance.
Oh, it's a little bit of a mess today. I went riding and had some business to do.
Your family expects so much out of you.
Don't all of our families expect things of us?
That is true. I try not to. I don't want them to expect so much out of me, but, you know, they do, regardless.
Okay, it's kind of slightly different, but okay, I touch your hand as if I'm going to take your hand. That sort of touch, may I?
Yeah, and I think he, like, takes yours as well in response. And he looks a little surprised, and he, like, looks down at your hand and then back up at you.
And she'll glance down, but she won't say anything specifically about the intent of the action. But she'll continue the conversation and say, but what do you expect of yourself, Tristan?
I don't know, actually. My family expects marriage and family and, of course, ruling, and I don't exactly know if that's the future I have planned, and I mean, ruling seems like a lot of responsibility, doesn't it?
I suppose if you think of it that way.
Is that...
But isn't it only right that we all do what is best for the land, what it has been gifted to us as a responsibility?
I mean, is that what you want? To be a ruler? Even after everything that's happened to your house, to Oak? Isn't it best to just let Dillstone continue as things are? And I think he reaches out and just runs his finger across your cheek. May I?
You may not, and I withdraw to a more comfortable distance. I probably step towards, it's like a mint bush or something, and I'll like take a couple of leaves and kind of sniff them. I don't know if the turmoil is Dilliston's fault, but we do need a ruler. We need someone trained, ready, and balanced. And if that responsibility ends up on my part, then that is as it will be.
Well,
But I don't seek power for the sake of power.
we certainly don't need an infant on the throne.
You speak of Lanestra, and I think at this point she's gonna take off the riding jacket she has on, which is the loosen my own clothes thing.
Mm-hmm.
May I?
Yeah, I think he watches you, and it doesn't bother him. Yeah, but I think he steps forward and sort of sighs and is just, I don't know who's right to rule. I would do it if there was no one else, but I don't know if it's a position that I want specifically, or if it's just perhaps I just support someone. I don't know. I wouldn't mind supporting you, Aurora, if that's something that you're interested in. And
sorry.
I think he touches your weight, like your lower back. May I?
You may not, but instead I take your wrist and I hold it in such a way that I can feel your heartbeat. May I?
Yeah, and his heartbeat is solid.
And I ask, how do you decide who you support?
My family has supported many people over the years. We know who's right and who isn't. I believe in
How
you.
do you know that?
I just have a feeling. And my feeling is drawing me to you. And I think he moves his, hand from where you're holding his wrist so he can, touch your hand. May I?
She'll watch closely, but you may.
Yeah, he, just holds your hand. You've always supported House Dillistone, House Oak has. I think you know what it takes to be a ruler. You've always paid attention. Isn't it time that House Oak has their chance on the throne?
I don't know if it's about chances, but I want what is best for whatever the country's called. I already forgot.
Bantiv.
Bantiv, thank you.
It
But
took
I
me a
want
minute.
what is best for Bantiv. This endless fighting and infighting that has gone on, this maneuvering to the point of purgatory, must end. We are at a loss.
We need a ruler who believes in that, who believes that this fighting should end, that there should be no war, that we should be at peace, and that's you, Aurora.
We are way beyond the third exchange, right? So any
Yes.
player can end this right now by
Yes.
saying you're interrupted by
Yes,
someone.
I was about to interrupt because I think that's probably about as far as Tristan and Aurora get.
Mm-hmm.
I also
we-
love that there's no definitive answer to that last bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think at this moment we're interrupted by the houseman comes out to speak to Aurora about something, and she'll kind of move away from Tristan to deal with him.
So if you part, show one another the highest card in your hands. If you're interrupted, show everyone the highest card in each of your hands. So we were interrupted. So we show everyone the highest card in our hands. And Queen of Hearts for me.
Queen of Diamonds for me.
And then we take them back.
Oh, not like that. Like this.
Okay. Next up is you, Matthias.
And I have something very quick. I'm going to pick Intrigue and Muster.
Ooh.
And I'm going to pick House Dillstone.
Poor Sophie.
So here's the thing. There was the squabble between the children of Lunest and Dillstone.
I'm not a child. I'm 17.
But the trial kind of like there's this legal trial and that went through. So I'm picking House Dillstone launches a brutal campaign of repression against the untamed tribes. Tell House Dillstone to pull a random card from House Antier's hand, reveal it, and discard it.
Oh my god.
So I think
How are we gonna
there's a response from House Dillstone, obviously, to those legal claims.
Oh wait, do you mean House Lunest then? Because you're House Antier.
No, no. I'm just explaining what happens in the pitch.
Oh, got
basically.
you.
That House Dillstone's like, well, we need to get those legal claims off of our back.
Gotcha.
So we're
Yeah.
actually doing something against House
yeah.
Antier.
Gotcha.
So you have to pick one of my cards to discard it.
How can I do that?
Just
You click on my card.
I want to steal that one. Stealing. Wait. Oh god, no, I don't want to steal that one too. Quick, take it back. Stop.
And it gets discarded, so you need to put it out and delete it.
I have a problem. I don't know which one it is.
It was the 2.
Okay. There it is. Katie, take it away.
just click on it and press delete.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that.
Also not. Oh, you put it way on the right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
it's
deleted it.
fine.
I got
It
it.
was
Oh, okay.
okay.
I can only take it or flip it. Okay.
That was my turn.
Charlie, it's your turn.
I'm so torn. I would also like to do an intrigue and muster. Is that allowed?
That Intrigue and Muster is like if you don't really want to do a full game or don't have an idea, you could always go to Intrigue and Muster.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn, but I think I'm going to go for an intrigue and muster. I've lost the page size on, however.
It's like is it right at the beginning? I don't
I
think
think
so.
it's the first game you got to play.
It's page 13 or 14 or something?
Yeah, page 13 or 14.
Perfect. Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
No, it's fine.
Scrolling. This game is so tense. Like, I'm so invested.
Same. Oh my god.
So
I want to
good.
know more about everyone. 14. Okay. I think I'm going to do House Antia.
Is everyone attacking House Antier?
No, that's like then House and Tears doing something. That's like, right? I just can't pick my own house. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
probably getting up to some.
You're getting up to
Okay.
some bullshit.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just looking at them all now and I'm like, oh.
Intrigue and Muster can be really rough.
Do we just want to like resolve this and then leave it at that point hanging, or time waste?
I mean, it's up to you guys. Next
do I pick
is
one, or does
you pick one. Yeah, you pick one.
Okay. So, House Antia marries a great tribal priestess to the Prince of House Sandarel.
What? How dare you?
I feel really bad. I feel like I've just
We're
stolen
going-
both of your agencies.
We're pulling on like we have the same roots, Sandir. We established this at the reunion,
Yeah,
Oh my God.
so we get
did.
to.
I'm married
Good.
now.
Oh no, it's just a chiefess to a. It
It says to the prince, doesn't it?
No, it says to
To
a
a-
prince.
Oh, a prince. Okay.
A prince. It doesn't have to be you, Katie.
To, like your cousin.
Thank
Yeah, it
God.
doesn't have to be Tristan.
Okay. So
Oh
what
my
do
God.
I have to do? Do I have to do something?
Deal
So
yourself a
you'll
card.
one card each
I got myself with the
House
card.
Avantia and House Sandro.
That was the best marriage, actually. Looking at the card that I got. It's perfect.
Because let me explain why I chose this. I chose this because we hadn't heard from Antia for a little while, and I really like when Etienne is involved in scheming, because he seems to be a secret schemer. And obviously Tristan is the biggest secret schemer of them all. And I love the idea that there's this marriage between the houses. And that's why I chose it. Just so you guys know.
Emma, it is your turn.
I think if it's not too long, it might be time to call for the coronation.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
The last game.
So everyone draws one last card.
Okay, let's do this. I'm not prepared, but
And then if we're at 6, we have to discard down to 5.
Yes.
Oh.
You can draw first, and then pick. Yeah, that it's not a big deal.
Oh, these ones were discarding. How do I delete it? Oh,
Yep.
press delete.
It's very technical, Sophie.
Oh my god. If we had to like right click and press delete or something, but yeah, okay.
I want to know more. What's going on with all the houses?
If you choose, you can pass one card from your hand to an ally. Don't discuss it. And then you reveal your cards. Just, you can just put them out close to where you're, close to your thing.
We all reveal all our cards?
All your cards, yep. Make mine a little bigger.
There's certain cards that are special, aren't they?
Yep.
Jackson 2s.
Okay, so, find the player with the most face cards, including aces. So I think that was looking like...
Katya.
It's looking like Katya. This player is the heir septant.
I have 3, but I think Katya wins because she has an ace.
She has 2 aces, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she has 2 aces. Yep.
Gathering knows.
Of the other players, find the player with the most suits represented. Is that looking like...
I only have 2.
Is it looking like Etienne?
I've got
Think
3, yeah.
So?
Yeah, you've got all of them.
Weird.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're the
Oh,
heir
yeah.
ascendant. Find the players holding any 2s or jacks. These are doom cards. So if you have any 2s or jacks, just put put those to the side.
Oh.
Oh, you killed me.
So the coronation, the heir septant is crowned. So you get to answer these questions, Aurora. What is the nature of the ceremony? So what's it like? What's it look like? How is it?
I think that this is a lavish
Oh, I mean,
celebration. Oh, not Aurora.
Katya.
Katya.
I'm sorry.
I was
I was
like,
like, oh, maybe I
okay,
can
Sorry,
describe
I'm
it.
so
And then
sorry.
she arrives.
yeah, that works.
I'm so sorry.
She's still my loyal retainer.
I thought that maybe my house is like a non-ascendant house. I had to contribute the setup.
I'm so sorry.
I'm happy if you want to contribute the setup.
No, please do, Katya. Tell us what your
okay.
coronation is like.
I just imagine it being my big English old castle. Got the big throne room. I can't speak. With the throne at the end and like the big red carpet, red and gold. And she's wearing this really lavish gold dress because no expense has been spared. This is extravagant as hell. Yeah, it's a typical go up. There are like brontosauruses at the window, as you do. And yeah, she sits down on the throne, and the priest or priestess crowns her, and got the scepter, and yeah,
Oh.
the royal court.
Which houses are invited to attend? Which are forced to attend?
Ooh, all are invited, but I'm gonna force Antia to attend because of what I did in the end. But I'm like, I need your submission.
So other players, which of us, we show by hands, which of us personally attend the ceremony? Tristan would go.
Judas.
Judas.
Oh. Tempted.
She's busy ruling her own kingdom across the sea. She's not got time for this.
Maybe she sent a letter like,
when she had the chance.
"Okay,
Go to your corner.
try
Tristan would go. What about you, Aurora?
Aurora attends.
my loyal retainer."
And you're forced. Which of us personally support the new crown?
Of course not.
Wow.
Oh, nobody supports me. Oh,
You had no ally.
No. Which of
Aurora
us?
would support Katya if she was deemed as the
yeah, you're my right hand still. Yeah. This is what happens when you remain loyal, people.
Which of us will personally fight or continue to fight against the new crown?
Come on.
Are you surprised?
No, not really.
Katie and team, I have a motion, if you guys don't object, that we run a dance scene after this that's set after the coronation at some point, and we'll find out how everyone relates.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I would
So,
enjoy.
the House Ascendant, that's you, Etienne. Do you serve the new crown, support the new crown, call the new crown to heel, or openly oppose the new crown?
Openly oppose the new crown.
Come on.
Once again, are you surprised?
No.
Assumptant, this is you. Katya, do you honor and glorify them, look to them for leadership, grant them due respect, defy them to do their worst, or outlaw them and try to break them?
I outlaw them and try to break them because openly opposing me, I can't allow that.
Okay, so if you have a Doom card in your hand, play it now.
Oh, God.
So if you have twos, we're just going to put them right here, and if you have any jacks, we're going to put them right here.
Can you choose not to play them or?
No, you
Like,
have to play them.
Oh, hot damn. Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
you don't have any. Why are you
No, I
complaining?
don't.
So, two of clubs. Within 1 year of the new crown's coronation, the new crown can't command the peace, and Banty falls into civil war.
I mean, that would probably happen.
The two of hearts. An outlandish new faith takes hold among the common people of Bantive, who abandon in great numbers the gods of their ancestors. I like to think it's Judith's fate. Or
Yeah,
faith.
right?
Yeah.
It's Judith's fate.
Yeah, I think
It's got
so.
lots of dancing. Like, how can you say no? It's like religious Zumba. It's great.
Oh,
It's all like dancing and makeup. It's like disco fever sweeps the nation.
The Jack of... What is this one? Clubs.
Clubs.
The new crown falls ill and can no longer rule.
Good.
Jack of...
Wait, that's a Jack of Spades.
Is that a
right?
Jack of Spades?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't tell.
It is a spades, I'm sorry.
Either way, it's worse.
Yeah, it is. So a rival heir discovers a new and undeniably legitimate claim to the crown. Jack of Spades, the new crown, is assassinated on the throne.
I'm assuming that's me, and then like a rival heir is okay.
And that was my Jack, bad Jack.
Oh,
That's like the
no.
worst. That's one of the worst ones. So you don't even actually keep the throne, but
Nope.
the new person does get assassinated.
Okay, it's the new person that gets assassinated. Wonderful.
So
Also, it's not Katya who sat on the on the throne. It
it's
says in
your
the description.
cousin.
Yeah,
mhm,
yeah, it's one of your cousins.
yeah.
Yeah.
So 1 year later, give turns around one last time. So we will start with Katya.
The Jack of Hearts, Katie.
Yeah, that's the rival heir discovers a new
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
I got
Katya, giving all this 1 year later, where are you?
I wasn't killed, was I?
No.
Civil war is broken out, so I am holed up in my castle trying to like fight back still. I don't know who the rival crown is, but you know, try to fight back against that. Yeah, I just feel it's very everyone's like well, at war. And I imagine all the ghosts have abandoned us because we changed faiths. And like I feel like they would have, you know, like needed our faith to keep them alive sort of thing. And now I feel like that would have happened. But yeah.
So Tristan, if it's okay with Charlie, I think is literally trying to court Aurora still. I think Tristan genuinely likes Aurora. But is also still literally a schemer. But he's not supporting he doesn't support anyone. It's not that like it's like he's deliberately not supporting Dillastone. He just doesn't support anyone. That's what Sandarel is. They just don't. They support whoever is in power, and Dillastone has fallen. So he's going to find whoever is the most powerful. And I think that he thinks Oak has potential. So that's where his loyalties lie. Matthias?
Etienne standing in the muck and blood of some battlefield and shoving some Dillstoner off of his sword. As he turns and we see he's lost an eye.
Yeah, no. Charlie?
I think that Aurora a year from now is dealing with Tristan's advances.
Yep.
But she's trying to keep the peace. She's doing what she can to help the people. And she'll do like missions into Dillaston land to like deliver supplies. And she'll do what she can, like just to help the people, like some sort of Red Cross courageous stuff. Because I think she remains loyal to Dillaston to an extent, but she at her heart was most loyal to the people. And she's obviously seeing them suffer in this time of unrest and seeing the changes that are going on. So I think she's doing what she can to try and help them and try and figure out how to stabilize Bantive.
Emma?
Judah's probably in her stronghold, which is half royal house, half mystery cult. And she has been trying to court Etienne from afar because her money's on him. And she's also funding a network of spies and assassins to try to kill Katya Dillastone. That's what she's doing.
I love it.
I think if we've all gone, everyone receives an invitation, like maybe a little bit on from this, to a dance. Because I super just want to run the dance scenario again because I just love it so much. So if everyone's okay with that,
I have to go. But
you turned down my invitation to dance.
I'm sorry, I did.
No, that's fine. We will have to all get together and do this again because this was a very good group.
This is so fun.
We can all go around, say where we can find everybody and such. Emma, you want to go first?
Yes. I am Emma Lambert. I am the communications director for WebDM. You can reach me on my own Twitter at Susie King 85. And I am also on Starward Bound on Tuesdays. That's Spelljammer Inspired D&D on twitch.tv/webdm. I love this game. This is so much fun. It is everything I had hoped it would be. It's everything everybody told me it would be and more. I had so much fun, even though I'm not on the crown and I didn't get to kill the Dillastone. And yes, thank you so much. It was awesome.
Sophie?
Hi, you can find me at Sophie May. I do things on the internet sometimes when I'm not busy with uni. I love this game. I want to do more. And it was lovely meeting you all because I've never met Emma or Charlie before, and I love you guys, and I'm so excited. Just if we do this again. Yeah, thank you, Katie, for running.
Matthias?
Hi, I'm Matthias. You can find me at mthsblgr on Twitter. And next Saturday, I'm running a one-shot of Burning Wheel on the Phantom Roll booth. And on Sunday, we'll have Mouse Guard again on Pro Restarter's channel. And yes, this was awesome. You all as players, this was so much fun. Yeah, could play way more of this. And there's so many... Still haven't played War.
This is one of those games that can go for hours.
I've seen a War run, and it's a long game, but it's really interesting. It's a lot of card burning goes on.
Oh my god.
Charlie?
So I am Charlie. I'm at Frost on Fire on Twitter. No O in the from. You can find me tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST on Scraticus' channel. I'm DMing Call of Cthulhu with WebDM Travis as one of my players, and he's a wonderful human being. I've been so excited to be here. Thank you so much, Katie. I'm so glad we organized this and that we could do this. Thank you so much to Sophie, Emma, and Matthias. It's been really exciting to play with all of you. I've never played with you before, and I love this game. You can also find my Scraticus channel on Tuesday, and then I'm on Encounter Roleplay on Wednesday at 9 p.m. playing Warhammer, and on Fridays I do a show called Roll Up, which is all about different systems and character creation within them. We're doing the last episode on Friday with WebDM Jim, Mr. Emma, as he is known now, Mr. Emma. And it's our last episode of Warhammer 4E character creation, and we're making an orc. So yeah, I'm all over the place all the time, but thank you so much, Katie, and thank you so much to the group. I've had the best time. I want to play more. I think it's very rude that Emma is going. But much love to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank all of you for hanging out. Sorry for the technical blunder earlier. Don't know what that is. Don't worry about it. Yeah, thank you all. This was so much fun. Like I said, this is a game that can go for hours. I'm so glad I got to spend 3 wonderful hours with you guys. I'm Katie. You can find me on my Twitter at KatieFace. At 6 o'clock tonight, I will be running 13 Demon Princes. It's a game that is in Kickstarter stage right now. First stream of it ever. I'm very excited to run it. It's a drama-filled little dating game, so I'm very excited to do that. I'm on Off the Table all week next week. On Tuesday during the day, I'm on the Greyhawk channel. Thursday, I'm on Scraticus' channel running Monster Hearts. So I will be a very sleepy girl next week because I have games all week. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. This is the first time I've ever facilitated The King is Dead, so I hope I made you guys happy, and I'm very glad you had a great time. So I will see you tonight, and I'll see you next week, guys. Have a good one. Bye.